I trusted my cousin to handle my late mother's belongings. When I finally visited the house, it was empty. No photos, no jewelry, no letters. "It's just stuff," she said. "Get over it." But one neighbor saw everything, and when she gave me the security footage, When my mom died, I didn't think twice about trusting my cousin Marla. We grew up together. She was there every Thanksgiving, every birthday party. Our moms were sisters. I figured family meant something. I live in Portland now with my wife and 2 kids. My mom stayed in the little house outside of Flagstaff, Arizona. I couldn't get much time off after the funeral, so I flew back the next day. Before I left, Marla hugged me in the driveway and said, "Don't worry about the house. I'll take care of it until you can come back." I thanked her. I even Venmo'd her $1,200 over a couple months, just to cover any costs. She said she might hire someone to help clean. I trusted her. She texted me a few updates in the beginning. Said she was sorting through things and that it was hard seeing Aunt June's stuff everywhere. I didn't push. I didn't want to be the guy nagging during a hard time. We were both grieving. 8 months passed. Finally, in November, I booked a week off and flew down alone. I didn't tell Marla I was coming until I landed. She texted back, "Cool. House is all yours." The key was still under the blue pot near the porch, same as always. I stepped inside and stood there, frozen. The place was completely empty. No couch. No chairs. No photos. Not the old wooden chest at the foot of Mom's bed. Not the necklace she wore in every photo. Not even her pots and pans. Closets were empty. Cabinets, too. The garage was bare except for a broom. I walked room to room. My stomach dropped lower with each step. It didn't feel like a house that had been cleaned out. It felt like someone had gutted it. I called Marla. She showed up about 30 minutes later, wearing brand new boots and sipping a drive-through coffee like nothing had happened. I asked her, "Where is everything?" She tilted her head like she didn't understand. Then she smiled. "Oh, I figured you'd want a clean slate," she said. "It's just stuff. You've got your own family now." I just stared at her. "I donated a lot of it," she added. "Threw out what couldn't be used. Photos." I said, "Mom's letters." She waved her hand like I was being dramatic. "I didn't know you wanted all that. You never said." I didn't trust myself to speak, so I said I needed air. She shrugged and walked off.
No apology.
Not even a goodbye. I sat in the car for a long time, just thinking. Then I remembered Ms. Evelyn next door. She'd been my mom's neighbor since I was in middle school. Used to bring over homemade biscuits when Mom was having bad days. I knocked on her door. She let me in, looked me up and down, and said, "You okay?" I told her what happened. Her face went hard. "I thought you'd come sooner," she said. Then she motioned to the back room. "Come with me." She pulled out a flash drive from a little drawer near her kitchen. "My son put up cameras after someone broke into my shed last year," she said. "One of them faces your mom's driveway. I didn't know if it was my place to say anything, but I saw your cousin there a lot. Not just her." I plugged the flash drive into my laptop back at the motel. What I saw made me feel sick. The footage started the week after the funeral. Marla's car pulled up almost every day. At first, it seemed normal. She'd park, walk inside, sometimes stay for an hour. But then I saw something else. 2 men I didn't recognize, mid-30s maybe, started showing up with her. They backed a big U-Haul into the driveway. This wasn't one trip. This was 5 or 6 days in a row. They came in the afternoon, loaded box after box, even furniture. Everything. One day, they carried out that heavy cedar chest from Mom's room. That chest had her journals, family letters, baby pictures. It wasn't junk. I watched Marla walk out behind them, sipping an iced coffee, laughing. Laughing. The last clip hit hardest. She carried a small black box to her car. I knew that box. It was Mom's jewelry box. I'd seen her open it 100 times growing up. She always told me it'd be mine someday. I called Marla right away. She didn't pick up. I texted. "We need to talk. I saw the camera footage. Where is Mom's stuff?" No reply. 2 days passed. Then I got a text back. You're being weird. I told you I got rid of it. Don't start drama. I didn't respond. I called a local lawyer instead. Told him everything. He said if I could prove Marla sold or took anything for profit without my consent, I had a case. Especially since I was listed as executor of my mom's will, which I was. He asked for receipts. Proof. Something solid. So I started digging. I found her Facebook Marketplace account. She'd been selling antiques. A lot of them. Some matched the furniture from Mom's house. The dates lined up. I made a burner account and messaged one of the listings. She replied in 5 minutes. Said the vintage jewelry case was still available. $300 cash only. Same box from the footage. I agreed to meet. I didn't go alone. I brought my old friend Jay, who still lived in town.
He knew Marla, too.
We pulled up to the gas station where she said to meet. She was already there. She didn't recognize me in the rental car. I stayed in the passenger seat, hoodie up. Jay got out and walked over to her. She opened her trunk. He looked inside, and then gave me the signal. I walked up slow. When she saw my face, she went pale. You're selling Mom's stuff? I asked. She slammed the trunk shut. It's not like that.
Ich zerrte her.
Then explain it. I needed the money, she said. You think I got rich off this? Your mom owed me. I was the one who visited. I was the one who helped her. You showed up for the funeral and disappeared. I didn't say anything. Not at first. Because part of that was true. But not all of it. You could have called me, I said. I would have paid for shipping. I would have flown down. But you never even asked. She didn't answer. She just got in her car and drove off. Jay looked at me. You want to press charges? I nodded. I wasn't done. The lawyer said we had enough to start. Between the footage, the listings, and the fact that I was executor, it wasn't just shady, it could be criminal. Theft. Possibly fraud. Especially if she forged anything. He advised me to file a police report, which I did. I sent everything in. The videos. The screenshots. The messages. Her listing history. Her refusal to return anything. A week later, a detective called me. We're opening a case, he said. But you should know something. This might go deeper than you think. I asked what he meant. He said the name Marla used on some of the listings, Marlene May, was tied to other complaints in the area. People said she sold them fake antiques. Claimed things were from her late aunt's estate, which sounded a hell of a lot like my mom's stuff. That's when I remembered something else. About a month after the funeral, she texted me a photo of this ugly vase and asked, You want this? Looks old. I said no. I didn't think twice. Now I searched her profile again and found that same vase in a listing, $800, handcrafted Navajo pottery from a family collection. It wasn't Navajo. My mom bought it at Target in 2002. She was lying to buyers, too. I told the detective. He said if they could prove she lied to make money from things she didn't own, the DA might consider charges. He told me to stay out of contact with her and let them build the case. But I couldn't leave it alone. I remembered something else my mom kept. A little locked safe. She kept it in the closet behind her shoes. It had some savings, some old letters, maybe even her will. It was missing too. I went back to Ms. Evelyn. Asked if the camera caught anything else. She handed me another drive. Check the footage from 2 days after the funeral, she said. She brought a locksmith. She wasn't kidding. There it was.
Clear as day.
Marla standing on the porch with a guy in a red truck. He had tools. They both went inside. Stayed for 2 hours. Came out carrying the safe. I emailed the video straight to the detective. A week later, Marla got served. She called me that night, furious. You ruined my life, she screamed. Over what? Some junk. No, I said quietly. Over everything you took from my mother. And from me. She hung up. The lawyer said we might recover damages, maybe some of the items. But not all. Most were sold off, gone. Some probably dumped. I couldn't stop thinking about the letters. Mom wrote me one every birthday. She kept copies. She told me once, "When I'm gone, they'll be in the chest. You'll see how much I thought of you." That chest is gone now. Because of Marla. But I wasn't done yet. I found one of the buyers. A woman named Claire. She bought the trunk. And she still had it. Claire lived in Sedona, about 2 hours from Flagstaff. I emailed her using the burner account I'd used on Marketplace. Said I was interested in the trunk she'd bought recently. She replied fast. Said she loved it.
Used it as a coffee table now.
When I asked if she'd ever consider selling it, she said, "Only if it goes back to the family it came from." That stopped me cold. I asked if we could talk. Told her the truth. Explained everything. Who I was, who my mother was, and how that trunk was part of a house that had been cleaned out without consent. She didn't reply right away. 3 days later, she wrote back. "I'm so sorry. I knew something was off. The woman who sold it was cold, rushed. Didn't care when I asked where it came from." She sent photos of the trunk, inside and out. Then she wrote, "It's yours. Come get it." I drove down the next morning. When she opened the door, she was holding one of the letters. My mother's handwriting. Claire had found them inside. All of them. Folded and stacked neatly under a blanket. Birthday letters.
Cards.
One labeled for after I'm gone. I broke down on her porch. She let me take the whole thing, no charge. Just hugged me and said, "She must have loved you a lot." I drove the trunk straight back to the motel. Sat on the bed and opened that last envelope. My mother's final letter wasn't long. She wrote, "I hope you find this. I know you'll come back when it's time. Everything in here, this is your story. It's your family. Don't let anyone else decide what you remember." That night, the detective called. They'd found more. Marla had tried to cash one of my mom's old checks at a pawn shop. Weeks after she died. It bounced, obviously. But she'd signed the back as if she had power of attorney. She didn't. That was me.
Forgery. Fraud. Theft.
The DA agreed to pursue charges. But Marla had already left town. She emptied her apartment, disconnected her phone, deleted her Marketplace account. She was gone.
For now.
I put the trunk in storage. Haven't opened it again since that night in the motel. People ask if I'm angry, and I just say, it's handled. But the truth is, I still hear my mom's voice every time I look at that box. And I keep wondering how many other things she left behind that I'll never get back, not because she meant to hide them, but because someone else decided they didn't matter. I tell myself it's just stuff. That's what everyone says. But the worst part is knowing she trusted us to take care of her memory, and I trusted the wrong person to do it. And now I can't tell if I lost my mother once or twice.